Hey everyone, welcome to today's live stream. So happy to be with you today. So, have you ever felt like you're just cranking out tons of content, whether it's on your website or social media, what have you, but that you're just not seeing the organic traffic there? You're not seeing the engagement, you're not feeling seen by your audience. Or maybe the only time you really see a surge in eyeballs on your audience is when you run ads. So today I want to dive into why, depending on ads or random content, isn't really a sustainable strategy, and why so many businesses and organizations just find their traffic flatlining without them. So I for over a decade, I've been helping clients create content ecosystems that drive consistent traffic and boost conversions. And what I've learned is that when you actually set up your content correctly, it can turn into a self-sustaining engine for organic growth. And the best part of this is that the methods that we use in our organization are designed to be evergreen. So this means they keep working long after the initial push. And by the way, they also work even with algorithm changes and other changes in technology over time. So they really stand the test of time, is what we've seen in our time creating these content ecosystems. So, and you don't have to keep pumping money into the ads. And here's another great part of it is that you don't have to wonder where your content for social media and advertising, if you decide to try that out in addition to your content ecosystem. You don't ever have to be left wondering where you'll get content. Your content ecosystem is also just a bounty of content that you can use across different platforms. So the way I like to talk about evergreen content is it's like planting a perennial garden. So a perennial garden is where the plants, they keep coming back year after year. So they go dormant in the winter, technically, in gardening, and then they come back in the spring, at least in the Midwest here, and they just get stronger and bigger every year. And I have a number of perennial gardens around my property, and I've seen this over the last 5 years since I moved on to my current house. And it's just been a wonder to watch nature and how this happens. And that is a lot like how the content ecosystems we build are. They once they're established with the right sunshine, water, soil, they just continue to get stronger and stronger over time. And this is especially important right now with the rise of AI. Having a solid foundation in evergreen content is just critical. And you can work with AI, whether it's search or whether it's creating and scaling your content. AI is gonna be your one of your best friends, one of your best employees. And a well-crafted system can work with new algorithms that are highly affected now by AI. You're seeing AI overviews in Google search. You're seeing people now are going to start more and more searching on ChatGPT. They're going to search on Perplexity, YouTube, across different platforms. And so that's another benefit of a content ecosystem that's evergreen, is that this is going to work across all platforms. So when we talk about random content, right? And so many businesses and organizations fall into the trap of thinking that just more is better. More is going to equal results. And there was a time when this was true. Back in around 2014, 2015, 2016, we just created blogs like crazy. The more the better. We just kept creating them. And putting, it was all about keywords. So putting keywords in the right spots and just that quantity, and just kind of like keeping Google awake to or other search engines, like awake to the fact that we had a thriving active site. And that's what we thought we needed to do. And even today, a lot of content creators and marketers, think that that's still the way to go. But it isn't. It isn't the way to go anymore because people don't just want to keep being inundated with content all the time. And neither does the search algorithms, because the search algorithms are set up to know what people want, and what people want is really high quality, substantial, informative, authoritative, in-depth content. And so that's what we're really looking at now, and how content marketing has evolved over time. So it's not about random posts anymore that don't connect. It's really about an organic ecosystem that is well rooted in your brand and in who your brand is. So when you build your content strategically like this, each piece is set up to reinforce the other pieces. It's all highly relevant. This creates a compounding effect, and it leads to more and more people discovering you organically. So that's where the real growth happens. And it doesn't matter about SEO changes. I did a live last week where I gave you a huge break and said, hey, stop worrying about SEO. You really don't have to learn all about it. You don't have to figure it out. You don't even have to figure out all the big changes. If you stick to an evergreen organic content ecosystem, then you're really always going to win. It's like future proofing your content. So just imagine the traffic that builds itself over time. So you won't have to rely on solely on paid ads for visibility, or even your social media, where you have to constantly be putting out content and reinventing the wheel without a content ecosystem to try to keep that going. You'll have a system that naturally grows and that helps you and supports you in becoming more and more visible over time. So I've seen this work for clients across pretty much any industry where content marketing is really the key to help grow their audience and grow their business or organization. And by focusing on this evergreen content, they didn't just see their traffic basically skyrocket, especially in the first year, and then exponentially year over year. They also experience a boost in conversions and engagement. So it's really a system that works. And that's what it's all about when it comes to content. It's not just about creating content, it's about creating it very, very strategically. So if you're curious about how to begin in this journey of creating a sustainable organic content ecosystem, check out my webinar tomorrow on Halloween. I'm going to go into more detail on this, and so much for joining me today in today's live, and I'll see you next Wednesday for another live, or I'll see you tomorrow in the graveyard webinar, and have a wonderful day.